This story starts 5 years ago when I was a freshly minted college grad with a degree in accounting and the kind of naive optimism that makes you think hard work always gets rewarded. I landed a job at a mid-sized logistics company, we'll call it Fast Move Incorporated, as a junior financial analyst. My boss, Ron, was one of those middle managers who coasted on charm and buzzwords, and had the spine of a jellyfish unless he was bullying someone. Unfortunately, I became his favorite punching bag. The setup: Ron loved to humiliate people in meetings, steal credit for others' work, and then whine about how stressed he was to upper management. But I was new, so I kept my head down and did my job. I even pulled some long nights to clean up some of the company's financial messes. But soon, I started noticing weird discrepancies. Numbers not quite adding up, invoices being doctored, money going missing but then reappearing. At first, I thought I'd made a mistake. When I pointed one out to Ron, he got weirdly defensive, told me not to worry about it, that it was normal accounting magic. Red flag number one. So, I started keeping copies. Quietly, every spreadsheet, email, and invoice that seemed even slightly off. I archived it in a password-protected folder on a private cloud account. Good thing I did. The betrayal. Fast forward about a year. Ron pulls me into his office, shuts the door, and drops the bomb. There's an internal audit coming up. We need you to sign off on these reports to show we're clean. He hands me a stack of financial documents I'd never seen before. I flip through and realize they're falsified. Big time. Hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of shady write-offs, fake vendor payments, and inflated expenses. All with my name slapped on them as the preparing accountant. I told him straight up I wasn't signing anything. His face changed from fake-friendly to cold in half a second. If you don't sign them, I'll tell the auditors you were the one who created them, that you're trying to cover your tracks. That smug, satisfied look on his face, I'll never forget it. He thought he had me cornered. I'd be blacklisted in the industry, maybe even charged with fraud. What he didn't know was that I already had every scrap of evidence I needed to burn him to the ground. The planning phase. I didn't react. I just nodded and told him I'd think about it. Then I spent the next 2 weeks executing the most satisfying revenge plan of my life. Step 1. HR and legal. I anonymously reported Ron's activities to the company's internal compliance team. I provided documentation showing the discrepancies and outlined the scheme he was running. I knew the company would launch an internal audit. Step 2. The wife. I'd heard Ron bragging in the break room about his side chick and how his wife was too dumb to catch on. So I did a little sleuthing on social media and found his wife's account. Using a throwaway email and an anonymous Proton mail address, I sent her photos of Ron and his mistress. Yes, he had them on his public Instagram story once, along with some choice screenshots of sleazy texts I lifted from his unlocked work phone when he left it on the table during lunch. Step 3. The IRS. Ron had been embezzling money and not reporting the income. I filed a tip with the IRS using Form 3949A, including documentation of undeclared income and manipulated tax records. Remember, I'd saved everything. The fallout. The audit hit like a wrecking ball. Ron was suspended pending investigation. IT pulled every email, every file, and cross-referenced it with the material I'd submitted. Within a week, his office was cleared out. I was interviewed, but kept anonymous thanks to whistleblower protections. A month later, I heard he'd been fired for cause. But that wasn't even the best part. His wife served him divorce papers at work. Legend says she slapped him with them in the lobby in front of everyone. Apparently, she took the house, the kids, and half his 401k. Then the IRS got involved. I don't know the full details, but a friend in finance told me he was being investigated for tax fraud. He tried to play dumb, but with everything I provided, the case was airtight. Where is he now? Last I heard, Ron's doing 18 months in federal prison. Tax evasion, wire fraud, and obstruction. Turns out he also tried to delete emails after the audit started, which just added more charges. Me? I got promoted. The company cleaned up its act big time. I eventually left for a better job with a Big Four firm, but not before getting a hefty bonus and a thank you from the CFO. Ron tried to ruin my life. He ended up losing everything. And all it cost me was a little patience, a few backups, and a very long memory.